What's going on YouTube? The Gaming Gif here, back with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So with the release of 5D's World, lots of grinding has been happening, and lots of stuff has been happening, and lots of talk has been going around. So the main purpose of this video is I want to show off my junk deck. There it is. Taking a little bit to load. So this video, I'm going to be doing a deck list on a junk deck, as well as doing some ranked, just to kind of show off what junks are capable of at the moment, as well as doing a little talk about how 5Ds has impacted the game within the first day, and how it should be going forward, and basically talking about the state of the game at the moment and how the 5Ds release went. So anyway, let's get into the deck. We're going to start up all the way up at the top left. First off, let's talk about the skill. So these are all currently Yusei skills that you get from leveling him up. I have Yusei at max level 30. The skill we're going to be using is Mark of the Dragon Head, which gives you 2 junk synchrons and puts Stardust Dragon into your extra deck. Every 5D's character gets a skill just like this. Leo is the only one who doesn't get it right away. He gets it at level 4. Everyone gets it right away at level 1. So you could start using them. Basically, the explanation behind that is because everyone else is signers, Leo is not, so he gets his own form of the skill. Blah blah blah. At least he still gets it. So onto the actual deck, we're going to be playing one unknown synchron because that's the only one you get. You get this at Yusei's level 30 skill, level 30 reward. Sorry. If your opponent controls a monster and you do not, you can special summon it from your hand, and you can only special summon unknown synchron once per duel. So for UR, it's kind of understandable because he is a tuner, so it works well with all the level 4s in the deck. But for the once per duel, you don't really need it much outside of that, and it works well with the trap that I'll be talking about in just a second. Next up, 2 of Junk Blader. You can play him at a 3. I like him at a 2. I feel a 3 kind of clogs up the deck just a little too much with him. And considering the speed of the deck, you can synchro summon quite often. But anyway, you can banish 1 junk monster from your graveyard. He gets 400 attack until the end of the turn. You can keep using that. So it's not a once per turn thing. You can keep getting... Whoopsie. You can keep getting some power with Junk Blader. So he's a nice beater for the deck. 1800 attack. Very nice. Next up is Junk Servant. If you control a junk monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Very good for setting up your field for fast plays. 1500 attack, 1000 defense, not bad. Junk Forward is basically the opposite. 900 attack, 1500 defense. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So basically with these two, if you start with either of them and a tuner, you're basically guaranteed a synchro right off the bat, because you can just special summon them straightforward, as long as you plan it correctly. So lots of fun stuff. Sorry. Then 2 of Junk Anchor. I used to play him at a 3, but I dropped him for the 1 unknown synchron because I like the tech that unknown synchron has. No attack, no defense. He's a tuner, level 2. For a synchro summon, you can substitute this card for any 1 synchron tuner monster. So for example, Junk Warrior specifically says Junk Synchron. You can use him as a substitute instead of Junk Synchron. So this is very nice. This is very nice to have. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 non-tuner junk monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. If you do immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 synchro monster that lists a synchron monster as a tuner, using that monster and only this card only. These synchro materials are banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. So this is kind of a good tie-in with Junk Forward. If Junk Forward's in the graveyard, you don't have access to that one, you can special summon, use his ability to special summon to instantly bring out a Junk Warrior, because he replaces Junk Synchron. It's not all that useful yet, because the only other Junk Synchro is Junk Berserker, and you kind of can't get to level 7 with level 2 and the other cards. So that one's actually relatively hard to pull off, but he's pretty good to use for Junk Warrior. When we see the likes of like Junk Archer and other things, then that ability will see more play outside of Junk Warrior. But it's a nice tech to have on the card, making him worthy to be played at 2 or 3. Going into the spells, real quick, since he's not in the main deck, he's only in a skill. You're going to be playing 2 of Junk Synchron. When he's normal summon, you can target a level 1, target a level 2 or lower monster, special summon it in defense, and its effects are negated. Very good for filling your board for synchros. And now on to the spell lineup. 1 Cosmic Cyclone, good there for popping off annoying stuff. 2 enemy controllers, this card's a staple, you know it's going to be in the deck. Everyone knows what enemy controller does by now, so I'm not going to explain it. 2 Kunai with Chain. This card is very, very useful for the defense of the deck. Not that many people like using it. I thoroughly enjoy Kunai with Chain because you can either activate one of the effects or both of them at the same time. So you can, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, change that to defense position, like Econ. Very nice. And then you can target 1 face-up monster you control, equip this to that target, gains 500 attack. A lot of the cards, if you haven't noticed, other than Junk Warrior, have relatively low attack stats. So this being in the deck revs up your attack and gives other monsters a chance, while also having the effect of negating an attack, essentially. Very good card. I like playing this at the 2, even though I only own 2. If I had 3, I'd still only play it at 2. Wall of Disruption. Like I said before, we have generally weak monsters outside of the Synchros and Junk Warrior and Junk Warrior? Blader. Junk Blader. Outside of those cards, they're all relatively weak, so Wall of Disruption helps us defend against high swarm decks, and just any attack in general. Dropping off 800 is very good. And then for the last trap, we play a Graceful Revival. We do play 3 level 2 or lowers. So this card is great for popping them back for more synchros. Activate this card by targeting a level 1 or 2, a level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special that summon in attack position. When it leaves the field, destroy the monster. When the monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So it doesn't clog up your field if the monster leaves the field because it destroys the card. So it's very good for recycling your level 2s and your unknown Synchron for more synchros. That's the main point of the deck, is synchro summoning. Those are the main powers of the deck. Speaking of which, on to our synchros. It's so beautiful, isn't it? I love it. I love it so much. I play Junk Warrior at a 2. I don't really use his ability all that much because the field isn't big enough to support more monsters, but getting out an easy 2300 attack point monster is pretty useful. And this guy, I love this card. I gotta play him. You just have to. So yeah, 2 Junk Warriors, 1 X-Cyber Wayne. When he's synchro summon, you can target 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your hand and special summon it. That's great. There's a nifty combo that I'll talk about when I start up the ranked duels, but he works so well into combos that most of the time I literally win turn 1 right there if they haven't filled their board with pesky traps and stuff. Which they do, which you should be able to ward off against most of the time, but even so, this card puts on a lot of pressure with Junk Blader, even Junk Synchron, things like that. 2 Gravity Warrior. When he's synchro summoned, it gains 300 attack for each face-up monster your opponent controls. So if they have a full field of Fur Hires or whatever, he gets 300 for each. That puts him at 3,000 attack. So he's a nice beater monster. The defense kind of sucks. He's easily econable, but most of the Synchrons are. There isn't really a Synchron right now, besides Gen X monsters that have large defense points, so that's to be expected. And then he has the second effect where you can target a defense position monster, change it to attack, and make it attack during your opponent's battle phase. It's really not all that useful because they can attack anything on the board. So if he isn't the only thing on the board, you're making them attack something else. And like I said, a lot of your cards have low attack stats, so it's more than likely he's popping that thing. So that second effect isn't really useful. We have this guy in here as our second beater synchro of the deck, and then along with the skill, it adds our sixth synchro summon, Stardust Dragon, the big boy himself. I haven't pulled one from the box, honestly. Still digging for it, but outside of this skill, you're only playing him at a 1 anyway most of the time. Unless you want to be ballsy and play him at a 2. The synchro summoning level 8s is very risky. So that's up to you. There's a lot of support for Stardust Dragon that you can build the deck around to keep him coming back. So playing it in Stardust Dragon at a 1 is perfectly fine for any deck. That's why I'm not really concerned with getting him out of the box because of this skill. But everyone should know what Stardust Dragon does. If you do not, during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, anything on the field, you contribute this card, negate the activation, destroy it, then during the end phase of that turn, this effect was activated. If this effect was activated and not negated, so be mindful of that. He will still pop off the field if the effect is negated. You can special summon him back from the graveyard. Fantastic. Stardust Dragon is great. A great card. There's a lot of great support for it. Only need him at a 1. But anyway, that was a lot of talking about the deck. Let's jump into ranked duels and begin talking about how 5Ds is doing. Yeah, I'm at gold. Drop down. I get lazy with ranked a lot of the times. I was almost at King of the Games, and I think that was good enough for me. I really wanted it, but I couldn't end up getting it. So I went back to platinum, then went back to gold, and yada yada. Anyway, so let's find some matches. But anyway, let's talk about how 5Ds is doing as its release. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of controversy out about the state of the game and the state of 5Ds. The fact that you cannot get their ace monsters right away is a big tiffy for a lot of people, which is understandable why. Most of these characters are very, as usual, well known for the cards that they have, so not being able to get the official card for their ace monster is, to a lot of people, kind of a slap in the face. I personally don't care. Mostly because we have these skills. The skills allow us to have 2 extra cards and the synchro anyway, so I can bypass that. But it is understandable why everyone is throwing a little bit of a tiffy about it. Next up. Also, I kind of, before I keep talking, I want to mention, I haven't been able to luckily farm Junk Berserker out of Yusei's level 40 farm, and I'm out of keys. So I'm probably just going to grab him with the ticket, so I'll be adding him in later on, probably doing more videos on Junk anyway, because I love the archetype. But anyway, you want to connect, dude? Come on. Let's connect here. Come on, boy. You got this. I believe in you. Anyway, second up, so far there's only 5 characters.
I end my turn.
I am very mad. Very mad that you actually cannot get Jack Atlas.
I'll set a card. Okay.
Don't mind me not talking, I'm just kind of doing this real quick. This is kind of what I mean with Junk Servant. Get Gravity Warrior out. Bada boom. Anyway. I am actually very mad that you can't get Jack Atlas right away. He is Yusei's rival. He is. You always should have the rival in the game. Everyone, Jaden, Chaz, Yugi, Kaiba, they have their rivals. It's just kind of a hit to just push Jack off later, and they kind of threw out the excuse Yusei doesn't have his actual deck. He has to build a new one so he can go off and fight Jack. He's got to get used to Duel Links, yada yada yada. That, whatever. It's still infuriating. So, and then all the characters can currently only be leveled up to level 30, and all the rewards are repeat rewards for the level up rewards, and none of them aren't all that useful. Which, in a sense, is kind of correct and kind of wrong. Because you can use them. honestly, I think most of the rewards are very useful, and we can see some stuff after they add level 45 to the 5D's characters. Because I'm gonna be 100% honest. The way the characters are now, especially with their skills, I think they're good enough. Because you get 2 tuners, you get their ace card. Okay, well that was a free win. All the characters are pretty powerful in their own rights anyway. Just like the GX characters when they were released, you gotta give it time. Ooh. You gotta give it time and let them level up, like more stuff for them to come out. Yes, it does suck that we're probably gonna have to get their ace cards from boxes, but with these skills, it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, only level 30, repetitive rewards. What else? What else is a lot of... That's kind of it. That's kind of really what people are talking about at the moment. And I'm gonna be honest, like, yes, I understand. And, you know, like, I'm not gonna say anything against these people. Like, yes, I understand why you're upset. It's understandable. Me personally, I think 5Ds is going pretty well right now. It just came out. We got 5 characters, 5 solid characters. They all have their own abilities, so we can use their... So we can use their ace monster, yada yada, so on and so forth. So, yes, I think they could have done the 5Ds release a tad better. But, hey, what are you gonna do? You know, let me just, and then I'll keep talking. We'll just summon him right into attack position.
I special summon a monster.
Try and fake out those.
At this moment.
Yeah, that was pretty much a waste, but that works for me. But yes, I believe they could have done the 5Ds world a lot better.
It's my turn.
That's fine.
I draw.
I feel that they could have done the GX release a little bit better and GX world better in entirety. I'll talk about that another time. But all we really have to do is just kind of wait. Just kind of wait and play it out. The world just came out. It's only a day old. So hopefully we'll see some more stuff in the future.
You're not the only one full of surprises.
And this is why I like
Hydro-Geddon's effect.
Did I click the wrong effect? I clicked the wrong effect.
Presenting Hydro-Geddon.
Oof. That's because I'm not paying attention because I'm talking.
I attack you directly. I knew you'd try.
That's fine.
Here's my face down card. I activate my trap card.
If we can get junk servants, that would actually be really great right now. Good eye with chain. I'm not gonna bother summoning.
I set a card.